What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one I'm talking about how to get businesses into your agency completely on autopilot. And this is just a system that I'm currently developing, and I'll update you guys very soon on exactly how it goes, because right now it's working decently well. And I've just started this week and it worked great. And I just want to sort of explain it to you from the ground up. I'm getting meetings on my calendar consistently, almost daily now, with businesses that want to work with me, and I can be very selective with the ones that I do work with, the ones that I don't work with, and it's a great feeling as an agency owner to be able to only work with the businesses that you know you can help. So I'm going to talk in this video about just a simple system, and I do believe that literally anybody can be doing this. It's really not that complicated or that complex at all, and I'm going to explain to you how you can do this for yourself. So let's go ahead and hop into the video. So I'll be honest with you, I have a little bit of leverage because I've spent a ton of money into my personal education on B2B sales and outreach and stuff like that. I've invested in tons of programs on how to contact business owners, how to get on the radar, how to impress them, how to build authority, all that stuff, and I put my sales guy through training on that, which I'll talk about here in a moment. I already jumped the gun and told you about the sales guy, but you get the point, right? So I have a bit of a leverage there, and I think first step is having understanding of how to actually reach out to businesses, how to actually build authority with them, build rapport with them quickly, and actually get in the door without scaring them off or making them feel like you're scamming them or whatever, because these businesses, they get so many calls every day, they get so many emails every day. You just have to be really, really good at separating yourself and being actually personable, and I have different strategies that I use for that. One of my buddies right now is teaching people how to use cold email outreach, and he's literally booking, I think, 3 out of the 5 emails that he sends because of how, for a meeting, not as the client, but for a meeting at least, because of how personable he is with his email outreach. And that's really what you want to do. Same with cold calling. A lot of people, they just try to bulk send out as many as they possibly can, and that works. I guess law of averages, you'll end up getting a client from that, but I'd rather be personable. It sets off the relationship in the right way. So but that was a little bit of a tangent. The point of this video is to share with you just a basic system that I'm building, so I'll just run it for you from the ground up. So I have a sales guy, and then I have different sources of leads, and those sources of leads, they put them, maybe it's a VA or it's a software or it's referrals or whatever it is. I make sure that all of those end up in a CSV file or a PDF or just a text file even, and I make sure they end up in my sales guy's email inbox every Thursday night, because on Fridays he spends 5 to 7 hours every day, not every day, every Friday, cold calling and cold emailing these businesses. Now he's going to be spending a lot more time very soon, but right now he's working purely commission, and I'm letting him work his own hours. But as he closes deals for me, he'll work Fridays and Saturdays, and maybe Fridays, Saturdays, Mondays, and eventually we'll fill his whole calendar with just doing this for me, as long as we can continue to provide qualified, easy to sell to leads to him. So with the sales guy, so there's two things to this, right? There's getting leads, and then there's getting a sales guy who actually can call them and be good at building rapport with them and be good at, selling them over the phone or getting them meetings with me, whichever it is, right? So I'm going to talk about the sales guy, then I'm going to go to how I'm actually getting the leads and some ways that you can actually look at that here in a moment. But I'm going to talk about the sales guy first. So how can you actually find a sales guy? How can you find somebody that is willing to outreach to these businesses? So for me, I have a personal brand, as you know, here on YouTube, on Instagram, on these platforms, and I just put on my Instagram story, I said, hey, looking for a sales guy. If you're interested in working with me, let me know. Then an old friend of mine who I've known for a long time ended up reaching out to me, and I trained him, and it worked out great. But I have that leverage, right? You don't, so I'm going to tell you, or maybe you don't, I'm going to tell you what you can do if you don't have a personal brand, if you don't have this sort of leverageable platform. You can go to Upwork.com, and you can put out a job listing there, and you can say, we're going to pay you commission. We'll give you 15% commission or whatever. We close $1,500 to $3,000 a month deals, and you'll get like maybe the first 3 months of that or whatever, the first month of that or whatever is fit for the salesperson. You can also go to maybe onlinejobs.ph and have somebody from there call. You can find these people really anywhere. You can join a Facebook group, a salesperson Facebook group, put out a post, say, hey, I'm looking for somebody to do this for me. And then from there, you got to make sure that they understand what they're actually doing. So make sure they understand what niche they're in, what to say. You got to make sure you have a basic script for them, what questions they have to ask, and then give them a goal. The goal isn't so much for your salesperson to close. For my guy, it's more so for him to get me meetings with ready to invest, ready to work with me businesses. So he's there to sort of build authority, build rapport, and then he gets them on my calendar where I then close them and actually get them into the agency and onboard them, right? And so that's sort of how that works. And how we actually get the leads now, that's the next thing. How do you actually get the leads? There's a couple different softwares out there. You can go online and look at lead gen softwares. There's a handful of ones that I really, really like and some that I really don't like. You can do your own research and find some there. You can also hire a VA, virtual assistant, to actually go out there and just mine Facebook pages, mine LinkedIn profiles for qualified businesses, and you do that by training them on how to find the businesses. So you just have a couple Skype calls with them, a couple Zoom calls, whatever, and you show them how to go out there and research these businesses themselves. They come out the other end with a PDF or a spreadsheet or whatever of a bunch of businesses. They give that to your sales guy, and your sales guy goes and calls them, and then you're completely hands-off after about 2 months of working with both of these individuals. They work together closely. This person provides the leads, this person tries to get them on my calendar, I try and close them, right? It's a beautiful system, and literally anybody can be doing this, but for some reason people are stuck cold calling, cold emailing themselves. The beautiful thing about hiring a VA is they only cost like $10 a week. They're really not that expensive at all. Onlinejobs.ph, that means, onlinejobs.philippines. You can hire Philippine workers, and these people, the US dollar goes so far for them that you can charge, pay them $10 a week, and they're perfectly content working 2 to 3 hours a day, finding these businesses for you and putting them in a spreadsheet. So it's a beautiful thing that you could have set up with them very, very quickly, and I highly, highly recommend you check that out, as well as lead gen software. So you can actually go online, find softwares where you can just find businesses automatically, and I'll probably talk more about that in another video, but I was actually able to get 600 qualified leads for my sales guy using one of these softwares. Really, really nice stuff, high-end, kind of unknown underground stuff that really only a handful of people that I know actually know about, but that's one thing that I'm leveraging right now as well. So that's sort of how to get meetings on autopilot, how to get clients on autopilot. So that way, you want to separate yourself from the business, and using these systems, you can do that, right? You want to set up something underneath you that works for you so that you can just ride that wave. And in this way you can do that, and you're only cutting into some profit margins. So I only pay my sales guy right now 10% commission of whatever we make with the client in the first month. So if we book them on a $1,500 a month deal, he makes $150. If we book them on a $4,000 one-off consulting deal, he makes $400. If it's an e-commerce client and we are taking 15% of the ad spend and we're spending $80,000 a month for them, then we take $8,000, he makes $800 of that, right? So that's the beauty of the system, is that he only gets paid based off of the value that he brings to our company, and that's the awesome thing about salespeople, is you just have to train them, make sure they understand the basics, and then let them get creative. He's also allowed to network out and have his friends call as well. It doesn't just have to be him. He can get creative. He can find other ways to find businesses. As long as he's making us money, I really don't care, but my job is to get him leads from my VA or the software or whatever it is that I'm using. So that's the system, man. It's really, really fun. The only thing that I really didn't talk about in this video is the amount of training that I put my sales guy through. I trained this guy hard. I put him through thousands of dollars worth of training. I put him in courses that I'm enrolled in. I put him in, maybe I talked about this, maybe I didn't, but I put him in tons of courses. I sent him videos of that I recorded from coaches that I've worked with, that have coached me, and he learned a ton from those, and now he's super well equipped to go out there and find businesses and close them for these services. So that's the only thing that really not the average person can do, is provide that level of training. But I think anybody's really capable of doing it. I think, a sales guy at all is better than no sales guy, even if he's slightly untrained. So I recommend getting on Upwork, getting in a Facebook group, finding somebody who can handle that process for you, building a real relationship for them, supporting them, becoming friends, and valuing them as a person, getting them into your agency. And it's a really, really cool thing from there, because now you're working with people, and I really like working with people, at least on a smaller scale than I do like working with softwares or tools like that. So it's a lot more fun, and it's a lot more meaningful work, and including people in the process is just a blast. So that's what I recommend you do. I hope this video brought you some value. I hope it opened up some opportunity for you and showed you just maybe what you're missing in terms of systemizing your agency and getting clients into the door. And I think, a lot of people are missing that in their agency. They're missing that automation, right? And they're missing that consistent stream of leads, filling their pipeline constantly, you know. And that's my goal in March. In this month of March, I really want to have the system dialed in, rocking. Every week I have at least one meeting a day with a new business. That's what I want. And I want to be very, very selective about the businesses I do and don't work with. And yeah, that's what I'm aiming for, and I'm hoping to have that nailed in by the end of the month. So I'll keep you guys posted, make sure you guys know everything about the system and exactly how it's going. And that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. If I brought you any value, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Join the Facebook group that we have for social media marketers and personal brand owners or personal branders or whatever. Links in the description. Join that, introduce yourself. We've got some incredible people in there, 6-figure earners left and right, just amazing people, and would love for you to introduce yourself, network, and get to know the community. So thanks once again for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.